Coming at you from New Jersey, the capital of misery, the place where metal forgot to die.
This is the Here Lies Metal Top 20 Metal Albums of 2021, as picked by me, Samantha. I am joined this evening by my assistant, Maledictus.
Welcome. And I know you all thought you were going to get away through the rest of 2021 without one more Here Lies Metal video, but we got you. Just one more video.
We got to do this one.
We haven't done one in a while, but this one's important, right?
Yes. I want to get right into it. Obligatory disclaimer at the top. This are not necessarily the best 20 albums of the year. They're my personal favorites. The one that just, hit me the hardest, I listened to the most. And there is no objective good. So, Maledictus, let's begin.
Yes, let's get the thing started. Starting with number 20, INVULTATION with Unconquerable Death.
All right. This is the second album of extremely crushing, riffy death metal, war metal by one dude from Ohio. Highly recommend if you like belligerent caveman death metal. And, I have this one on tape. Would you like to see it?
Well, are you going to show... Do we have all of these on tape?
No, we have some of them on tape. Do you want to see can I show you my tape?
Yes, we might as well show the people the tapes, since these are cool.
This is actually a compilation of his first and second album, Value.
He made a tape.
It's blue.
Next, number 19, Stress Angel with Bursting Church.
All right, this is a debut album of some very savage, really evil blending of death and thrash metal from right around the corner from us in Brooklyn. Very heavy focus on mean riffs. This album is just it's off the chain. Really, really cool.
Next, number 18, Tentation with Le Berceau de Dieu. You want to do that one?
Number 18. Tentation, Le Berceau de Dieu.
That was much different from mine.
All right, this is another debut album. We're going to see a lot of debut albums on this list, I found out after I made it, of some real good time heavy metal from France, in French. Also, this is the first French language album. Look out for more on this list. But this is just some real traditional, very well recorded heavy metal. These guys are keeping the flame. And yes, as they say on their final song, do crimes, heavy metal.
All right. The burning heart of metal. The burning heart of metal is in France this year. Anyway, number 17. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Number 17. HALLUXVALGUS. Number 17. HALLUXVALGUS. Reflections of Distant Dreams.
I think it's HALLUXVALGUS.
HALLUXVALGUS.
Okay.
Reflections of Distant Dreams.
All right, we've got another debut, another thrashy death metal band, this time from Chile. Watch out for more bands from Chile on this list. They've got a penchant for very spooky guitar lines. They fleshed that out even more on just a complete goth song at one point. And they venture out into other very punky sections to others. We're getting on a smattering of just kind of cool shit on this tape. They're definitely not afraid to push the genre boundaries. I have this one on tape. Do you want to see it?
Yes, I do.
It's clear.
Oh, they have a clear tape.
Yes.
If we had time, I would go into the quality of tapes these days, but we can't really focus on that right now. Next, number 16, KONQUEST. That's with a K. The Night Goes On.
All right, another debut album, this time of some very smooth heavy metal, courtesy of one dude from Italy. This thing is just full of passion for metal, passion for love, passion for riding out into the night. It's full of emotion and a lot of, twin guitar, epic guitar adventures. So, very cool.
All right. Number 15, LYCOPOLIS, The Procession.
All right, this is another debut album of an unknown black metal entity from Egypt. Why should death metal be cold when it could be in the desert? They bring a lot of Arab, Middle East kind of flavor to your usual black metal riffs. However, it's recorded with this very kind of, almost feels respectful, true cult rawness. This is raw black metal mixed with this kind of Arabic twang to it. I will also warn you, this is our only normal black metal album on the list, and it's not even very normal. But if you do like true raw black metal, you should check this one out.
Number 14, Mystic Storm from the Ancient Chaos.
All right, this is a Russian thrashy, kind of speed metal band, mainly thrash band, and this is their debut album, another debut, and this album is just bitchin', and it's about Conan shit. Just a lot of crushing thrash riffs, but with like the intensity of an insane speed metal band, and a very mean Russian lady on the album.
We have all the Conan like quotes and stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
We love Conan quotes.
We love Conan quotes. I could just go on those all day. Anyway, number 13, HERZEL, Le Dernier Rempart.
That was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually don't know how to say. It might be HERZEL.
Or it might be HERZEL, yeah. But I think with the
HERZEL.
Z, you see a T with there. HERZEL. I think it's HERZEL. Or it
HERZEL?
might be HERZEL.
I don't know.
As well.
It doesn't look very French.
Comment down below, guys.
You were pretty good on Le Dernier Rempart.
Yeah, I got that. That one I could do. That one I could
Okay, but this is a debut album of heavy metal adventure music out of France. Second French language album on the list here, going strong with that. There's like an interesting folk influence on it as well. Like, you feel like these guys are just true bards, and they're transporting you to medieval France. You will be given a sword and expected to, duel somebody.
So when they played Skyrim, they just decided to be a bard, which I don't know, anyone wanted to up that skill. Number 12, WHARFLURCH. WHARFLURCH. I'm gonna say it
I
like
like
that.
WHARFLURCH.
WHARFLURCH. You could say WHARFLURCH. I'm gonna say WHARFLURCH, but that they're both. I think they're both good. Psychedelic Realms of Hell. This is very planty.
We're gonna need a death metal voice for that.
Okay, let's do it again. WHARFLURCH.
Psychedelic Realms of Hell.
It's spelled O-V, is that correct?
Yes.
Wow.
All right. This is some death metal, if the voice didn't give it away, from Florida, fittingly.
It's very planty.
And though we're at number 12 right now, I want to say this cover art is my number one, is my pick of the year.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Again, another debut album, and this album sounds like dumb cave beasts that are high on consciousness-expanding
They
mushrooms.
live in the Everglades.
So it's both, it's got that knuckle-dragging feel, but they're also kind of like, I feel like, non-consenting drug takers. They've been poisoned, and their minds are expanding, and they don't like it. And so you've got some like outer worldly psychedelic riffs in there,
They were drugged?
and some interesting riff choices.
They were drugged against their will?
I don't know. I just feel like their consciousness is expanding, but maybe they don't want it to. Like, they're scared.
They're just gone too far.
Like.
The drugs are taking them. They're not taking the drugs. The drugs are taking them.
All right, but I really love the mushroom drug theme too.
That's cool.
Take that shit away from stoner metal.
Yeah, right. We're taking
Give it to death metal.
Absolutely, that's what we need to do. Yeah, there's too much with the stoner metal. The death metal people need to co-opt that. So anyway, this is a favorite of ours. 11, Tower, Shock to the System.
Okay, Tower. So this is heavy metal from New York. We're pretty fond of these guys because we've seen them around a number of times. On first listen, though, I think that, and I love their first album, actually worked against them because I was a little harsher listening to it for the first few times than if I had, say, found them and I'd never heard of them before. They were new to me. But with each listen, like, there's just certain songs on here that just like really grab me and pull me out. And I'd say the vocals in particular have advanced, complete unhinged, but highly emotional, passionate vocal performance. And Tower, of course, has always just had like perfect heavy metal guitars.
Yes.
So highly recommend.
I believe we found them at a Bulldozer Bash. That's where we found them, right?
Yes, we saw them at
Just
the
randomly.
inaugural Bulldozer
In New
Bash
Jersey.
in either 2015 or 2016.
We were like, wow.
Very classy.
These guys,
They had the Bud Light truck.
Immediately caught our eye.
I don't have a tape for, so I'm wearing my shirt for Tower.
Yeah. Tower. Always respect. Always respect you guys. Number 10, Gabestok and RADDEN, ALTID RADDEN.
Should we have a check on that?
Do you have the? Yeah. Might as well play that. The Danish.
I don't have it prepared.
The Dansk to English. The universe translator. She's like drunk when she said that.
She sounds sick.
She's like, like, you say that with a little more enthusiasm, please. I don't think it was meant to be said like you were like, like had like, just a bottle of whatever they drink in Denmark for fun.
Okay. This is the second album of black metal from Denmark. Heavily qualifying that black metal, obviously, because definitely some elements of it in their riffs. But this is more of a bizarre, fuzzed out, and very refreshing to me take on black metal. And it is very not true black metal. But the songs are very catchy. We've got King Diamond style shrieking in parts on it, and it's just a very fun album from start to finish.
A dynamic duo here is in charge, is responsible for this. Number 9, Enforced Kill Grid.
Second album of crossover thrash from Richmond, Virginia.
From Guartown.
This is just a very solid album. It has no faults. If you like thrash, especially if you like crossover, you just listen to it. It's got very intense thrash, but it brings you those crossover breakdowns, gang vocals. They're just doing it correctly. They're just doing it very correctly.
Thrash the old way.
We saw them live recently too, and that really helps. They're very good live. So yeah, Enforced.
Number 8.
OUTRE-TOMBE.
I'm gonna add some echo to that because because my voice is weak.
Okay, OUTRE-TOMBE, ABYSSE MORTIFERE. Although these guys are Canadian, Quebecois, so not sure how they would actually pronounce that. It might be a little different. And this is their 4th album, so these guys are practically old guard here compared to the rest of this list.
Yeah,
4th album.
They're
Wow.
in there. They're getting there.
And death metal, if you couldn't tell from the voice. And this is just your raw-edged autopsy worship death metal, and it sounds even better, I think, because it's French language. Our 3rd French language album.
Yeah, a lot of French. A lot of Frenchies.
But yeah, it's just that, really intense, kind of primitive sounding death metal that I really enjoy. And it's just done very well. So.
Number 7, PHRENELITH, CHIMAERA.
All right, this is a death metal entity from Denmark. This one I was waiting for. It's their 2nd album. And, sometimes like with Tower, when you're waiting for something, you might not meet your expectations, which this definitely didn't at first. Definitely way more atmospheric, a lot more mid-tempo stuff on here, less riff-centric overall, I would say, than I was expecting. But on further listens, it really just kept creeping up on me, and it just kept moving higher and higher on my list. It's very full. It's got this very layered, malignant sound, beautifully recorded, and I particularly enjoyed both the drum sound and the actual drum parts. Very much an album experience as well. You got to listen to the whole thing, and it's only 31 minutes long, so that's very feasible. Yeah, Thank you.
They get right to it. Number 6, Devoid of Thought, Outer World Graves. Devoid of Thought. That sounds like something like a teacher would write a letter home to my parents, like when I was in 3rd grade, like, Stephen is devoid of thought, which was true.
All right, well, this is the debut album of a weird death metal band from Italy. They're playing the outer space riffs, and you will get a general feeling of unease while listening to it. It is the sound of space anomalies, ripping holes in space-time, and annihilating all planets and life caught in the gravity well.
That is very Lovecraftian.
So yes, I do recommend for fans of Blood Incantation. And I do have this one on tape as well.
There we go.
It's clear and it has planets on it.
They have some silk screening on that tape.
Definitely check out if you like your death metal with your interesting, kind of
cosmic
spacey riffs and weird noises.
Yes, so. the evils at the corners of the known universe. What do we got here? Number 5, Steel Bearing Hand, Slay in Hell, Stay in Hell, and Slay in Hell.
All right, another thrashy death metal band, another debut album, this time from Texas, where it seems the riffs have boiled over and have gotten wildly out of control. The riffs sound like the cover art, which I'm sure we'll show to you, and this album swings hard in between insane speed and crushing mid-tempo death metal, and it gets down even to death doom. But it's all blended very well into this very coherent, chaotic whole. And I also have this one on tape.
We have a tape. There we go, folks.
It's black.
Tapes. Number 4, Fuego Eternal. Number 4, Fuego Eternal. El Arte di lo Occulto. Look, this guy is Charles Manson shirt, like Axl Rose.
Okay.
Axl Rose used to
El arte de lo oculto.
There we go. That's much better.
Okay, I'm not sure what genre this band is, but they are from Chile, second on our list here of Chile appearance. And this is their first album, and I think it's our final debut album for now, so we're done with new bands. And I guess I would call them a death metal band, but with thrash elements, a lead bass guitar that often segues into heavy metal, doom, weird interludes, and really just whatever they really wanted to put in there, just anything. Very loose on song structures. This album is like a ride, like maybe you're going down a river, like you're strapped to a log going down a river in the nightmare realm.
Tied to a log.
Yeah, so you must,
against your will, over a waterfall.
You must experience, this meandering journey of many terrors and many delights.
I think that's a method of torture.
But you're also just helplessly bobbing in and out of the water as the river twists and turns to your ultimate death.
I think that's a torture custom in some cultures. They just tie you to a log.
So yes,
they sail you
very
down
much
the
a
river.
journey. I also have this one on tape. Very
There
exciting.
you go, a tape. Oh, that's not like a cardboard insert.
It's
Like they used to.
green.
Look at that. Green plastic. Yeah, these guys with their bass is like almost like a lead bass. They're very
lead bass.
They have a real bass player like that.
That's really why the sound's so high, because we just love bass around here.
Something you notice is like, whoa, check out this bass player. This guy's like doing something.
Yeah.
This guy's actually into it.
It's like, wow, this is like death metal, but without a guitar.
This bass player actually like pays for practice. Like he's into this. Like this is like he's into this. He's not just some freeloader.
But yeah, definitely very cool album. Never heard anything like it.
Number 3, Apostasy, Death Return.
All right, third album by a Chilean, final Chilean entry here, Black Thrash Outfit. They actually formed, fun fact, in 1989 and released their debut in 91, but then just kind of took a break until 2014. This is my Metal Archives research. I do not know any background because I only heard about them this year with this album. But this album, Death Return, is a triumph of black thrash. It's all about those very plentiful riffs with that very ripping guitar tone, and it's just recorded perfectly. At number 3, this is easily my favorite thrash of the year, and it is, I would say, the most exciting listen, the most exciting album I've listened to, most exciting listening experience of the year. So just check it out. It's like $1 on Bandcamp.
They took a long hiatus. That's the same thing I'm doing. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to come back to one
Holy
day.
Enema's coming back.
In like 2030, I'm coming back. I'm serious. Number 2, Cerebral Rot.
Excretion of mortality.
That was pretty good.
Yes.
That was his first try, too.
Yeah, obviously. Actually, though.
All right, second album from Seattle, Cerebral Rot. And I love every moment of this album, which is saying a lot, as it's 47 minutes long, which is typically over my attention span. It's sick. I can appreciate numerous styles of death metal, as we might have seen on the rest of this list. But what I always desire most has always been the most disgusting down-tuned noise that can be wrung out of a guitar. And when you have a band crank it out just so perfectly, it's just easy for me. Number 2 up here. This album is an oozing mass of discarded organs that have congealed together and started to pulsate ominously.
There's a lot of gore, guts.
And I have this one on tape, too. It's very,
there's tape.
very attractive.
On tape, everyone.
It's black, though.
Yes.
All right.
Goes around, comes around again. Tapes. What's going on here? Honorable mentions.
All right, I thought, I just mentioned, since I've been bringing out my tapes here, I'll just show you some other things I bought in 2021 that didn't quite make it on this year-end list, but I bought the tape, so obviously I'm pretty into it.
What do you have here?
All right, what have we got here? We got Bewitcher, Cursed Be Thy Kingdom.
Okay.
For me, I think, obviously I like this album. I was just so in love with their very classic speed metal albums before this, and this one's kind of pushing them into be a more mature and better band that has their own sound. But I guess I'm just too kind of dumb for that, and I just love the speed metal too much. Not that it isn't speed metal anymore; it's just kind of almost country.
Yeah, it starts a little bit different.
Okay, this is actually an EP, so it wasn't eligible, and I'm not doing an EP list because I don't listen to enough EPs to knowledgeably speak on the topic. But this is World Eaters. We reviewed it. Grinding Advance, very cool death metal EP.
Canada.
Here we go, Blazing Rights. Endless Halls of Golden Totem, a very cool heavy metal
that was a good one.
band. They sing about
Adventure.
satyrs. And
Very
here we go.
adventurous.
This baby just came today. Ophiuchus el tetraputa. El tetraputas.
I think that's a bad word.
That sounds like a bad word. It's like 3 whores, maybe.
Spanish people, comment down below.
This guy, I don't even know what to say about this album. It's beyond all measures of human, determination of good or bad. It's literally insane. And if you listen to one album from 2021, I think you should listen to this one. All right, and and obviously, every other band we reviewed, you're curious, you can obviously check out the channel. Obviously gets an honorable mention, but that would be a bit too many to name.
And we have number 1 here. Number 1 is. Are you ready? You're at the edge of your seat? Are you sure? Do you want to know what it is? No, I don't know if you. No, I don't think you do. So, but all of you out there, I hope you're surprised by this, and I hope some of you aren't surprised by this. Number 1 is Dark Throne. Eternal Hails. You don't know this one.
That was a decent Eternal Hails.
Yeah.
All right, you might not have expected that because we have basically every other band on this list except for Apostasy was a new band. Not more than like 10 years old.
Yeah, this is very old band, obviously.
But here we go. At number 1, we have Dark Throne. For those uninitiated, they formed in 1988, best known as the progenitors of the true second wave of Norwegian heavy metal back in the early 90s. This is their 19th album.
Guys are like,
They've come a long way.
Guys are like Kiss or something.
Now, I will preface and say, I have a bit of a thing about Dark Throne. As you might tell from my list, I'm definitely not a true black metal person, so it's not a true black metal thing. I did enjoy their crust punk albums in the 2000s, but my real shit with Dark Throne began with 2013's The Underground Resistance, where they began to form their current style. They are now terming epic heavy black metal. And I am a particular devotee of their 2017 album, Arctic Thunder. I enjoyed the last one, 2019's Old Star, but felt a little bit let down because it kind of just tread the same area of Arctic Thunder, but didn't hit me quite as hard. So hopes for Eternal Hails for me, tempered but high. And holy shit, I was not disappointed at all. It's not even that I necessarily prefer Eternal Hails to anything. I think Arctic Thunder is still my favorite. But after Old Star, I really appreciated it feels like they're kind of starting to expand their style again here on Eternal Hails. I mean, we still have the epic big riffs with that shading of black metal that they've never lost in the driving Fenris drum beats. But they're definitely shifting their format a little with these longer songs, kind of like more meditative riff studies, linear songwriting, more drawn-out doom sections. And I'm almost hearing a kind of late 70s prog rock influence on it with some of their riff choices and that outro with the synth organ. But so yeah, it's hard for me to say if this is truly the best just because I have so much affection for Dark Throne, but it is a very exciting listen still for me. And it's just, it just hit all my buttons. I got really high in a plane this year and I listened to the album 4 times in a row and that was really effective. And and I also just want to say we have to also recognize and honor Dark Throne just for the utter devotion of Fenris, likely Nocturnal Culto too, but Fenris is always right out there in front for celebrating and being the torchbearers for all that is true metal, for keeping the flame true. And so on the Fenris podcast, which I of course subscribe to, he likes to honor old alive people as opposed to just honoring people after they've died, honoring old alive people. So now we will honor this old alive band who is still being amazing and keeping true old school metal alive with our number 1 album of the year spot.
He has earned number 1.
Oh, and I have a tape.
Wait, we got the tape. There it is. That's from the collector's edition.
I have the record too.
The collector's edition box set, which I know you all have.
The tape is black.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously black album. So yeah, that is the you were talking about listening to it over on a plane. I did that once when I was like 16, and it was we were going to Europe, so I listened to this album over and over again on the plane, and it was Danzig 3, How the Gods Kill, and I listened to it over and over.
That explains everything that's wrong
with you. I don't know
you.
why I told you all that, but I was like 15, so that's
Do you have any
somewhat relevant.
What did you like this year?
I liked this album, your number one album.
You liked Eternal Hails?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not like, it's not out of control. It's just like Fren was doing what he does for fun. It's just doing like what he loves. He's not like trying to like do anything extreme or anything. He's just doing like what he loves. So, I love anyone that's just going to do what they love as opposed to trying to be part of some kind of genre or something. It's just like whatever.
Definitely not trying to be part of a genre.
No. So that I like someone who's just going to do whatever they want. These guys with the bass.
The lead bass, Fuego Eterno.
Yeah.
Fuego Eternal.
That definitely caught my ear because, that's like something just breaking out of the rest. It's not just like this pure kind of just wall of noise. You're having some really talent there just like breaking through the mix. It's like, whoa, what's with that? You'll immediately notice it, if you're into music, if you're into like...
If you're a bass guy.
Yeah, if you're a bass, there's bass guys, you know how they are. You know who you
Calling
are.
all bass guys.
Calling all bass guys, you know who you are. You're like, no, bass is far superior than guitar. And a lot of times you guys are right. But yeah, something like that always just catches my ears. When you have someone that just really stands out, something like that is really interesting to me. I don't like boring. I like something to just whack me in the side of the head. Be like, what the hell was that? That's what I need. So something like that works. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for checking this out. It's been a fun year, and hopefully we'll be back with more reviews soon.
People will make albums, and next year there'll be more albums.
Once the good metal for 2022 starts coming in, we'll be trying to review it.
Mm-hmm. So for next year, Samantha had a great idea for a show where it was we're going to go over album covers. Because, we always do the album cover review at the end of every review. We have a lot to say about artwork. So we're just going to take a random out, not just new albums.
We're amateur art critics.
Yeah. So like, whether they're old classic albums or notoriously bad album covers, we're just going to like go over them with, just critique them. Because it's fun to do. It's so much fun to do. And I think a lot of you guys would dig that. You guys could give your opinions on that too. So that's one thing we're gonna try to do next year. And obviously the reviews will continue. Obviously, and maybe we'll have some new content. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're not big planners here. We're just just like whatever happens. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching for the whole year. All of you people that subscribed this year and checked out and gave us comments and gave us nice comments. All of you bands that commented, and checked out the reviews about yourselves and other bands, they're very cool. Thank you everyone for this year. So yeah, and by the way, we're there on the social media things, that I have no idea how to use. We have the Instagram, Metal Lies Here, Instagram, right? And we have Facebook, Here Lies Metal Facebook, and where are you all the time with the social media?
And you can follow me on Twitter at Here Lies Metal,
which is probably our most active part of social media. I would say.
I can only handle one platform.
Yeah, I can't even handle.
I posted 2 Instagram stories this year, and I felt very accomplished.
Right? Yeah. We didn't have a lot of Instagram stories, but it's there, and people like it, and we get likes on it all the time. Somehow. So yeah. So keep watching, folks. We promise not to make too much cringy material.
And let us know how we got our list wrong and what we left out.
Yeah, what don't you like about this list? Tell us what you liked about it. Tell us what you don't like about it. Tell us, maybe you do agree or not agree with our number one. That's fine. What would you pick as number one? Let us know. Write it down in the comments. We're always interested to hear what you metal heads have to say. All right? So yeah, once again, Happy New Year, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.